For decades, the moon was forgotten. At one point, it was the single greatest achievement in human history. Humanity wished to go to the moon. And we did. Yet we never went back. They say history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. We again see two superpowers head to head race back to the moon. The stakes are higher than last time as we wager not only resources, but the future of space travel. Both sides are racing to build the first base on the moon. The Shackleton Rim is able to maintain over 90% illumination across the lunar year. If you go anywhere else, you'll face extreme heat and extreme cold. The catch is that it's the size of a city block, with a crater that's 4 kilometers deep and filled with frozen water. If you split water into hydrogen and oxygen, you can make rocket fuel, making the moon humanity's first gas station. If we travel further into space, you need somewhere to refuel. In the very pores of the regolith soil is helium-3. It's a rare isotope that you almost never see here on Earth. It's plentiful there due to the solar winds. Although it's mostly theoretical now, some say the key to clean nuclear power lies in helium-3. And yet, the moon still has more to offer. In near absolute zero and in complete silence, quantum computers on the moon are set to come to life. Every quantum computer on Earth suffers from electromagnetic interference, cell towers, power lines, Wi-Fi, industrial vibration, and you place one of these computers inside the craters, not only noise-free, but also supercooling the processor. In one area, China stands alone. It's already had a quantum satellite named Messias in operations since 2016. They've had a ground-to-space network for that long. Meanwhile, the United States has been falling behind with how long NASA has been understaffed and underfunded, trying to erratically catch up. As of right now, the United States does not have a quantum communications satellite in orbit. NASA has to rely on private sector, and the Space Force just handed SpaceX $2.29 billion to start building communications infrastructure. China built theirs with the state, and while the United States is outsourcing it, on Tuesday, May 26, 2026, NASA made a deal with Blue Origin's enormous cargo lander. It was meant to drop the construction robots meant to build a base on the moon. 2 days later, on May 28, 2026, the United States is back at square one as the Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket completely exploded, incinerating their only launch pad. Right now, there's simply no way to send any of those robots to build the base on the moon. Meanwhile, China is on their launch pad awaiting the launch of the Chang'e 7, which is right now on schedule. Their mission is not even to start building the base on the moon, but to start scouting the area and mapping the terrain. The United States is still not completely written off yet. The Moon Base 2 mission is underway, and the Astrobotics Griffin lander is launching on a SpaceX Falcon Heavy. It's supposed to carry the Flip rover to scout the terrain as well. I really hope they do well. But Astrobotics' last lunar mission never made it to the moon. Both the United States and China are leading several countries into very different approaches to building a base on the moon. China's plan all along has been robots first and then a manned mission. The United States was all in on sending people first, and we're going to bring 100 tons of equipment simultaneously. The reason the United States is suddenly scrambling to send robots now is really simple. If they stick to their original timeline, China arrives in 2028 with a 3D printing robot making a base from lunar dust and a nuclear reactor. And they'll have 4 years to build before a single American astronaut sets foot on the South Pole. Not to mention, China's Long March 10 rocket is testing for a crewed lunar mission targeting 2030. They've already done a successful uncrewed test flight. 3 astronauts on the moon by 2030 is the goal, 2 years after their construction robot arrives, while the United States is still trying to figure out how to get their robots there at all. Back in 1967, the world signed a treaty. No country can own the moon and other celestial bodies. You can't put a flag down and claim land. You can't set up military bases. Space is meant to be designated as the province of all mankind. Although the treaty says you can't own the land, there is a loophole. The first loophole works like this. Although I can't own the land, this is my equipment. And if my equipment is on the moon, you can't just land there and ruin it. That falls under safety zones. The second loophole is if I find resources on the moon, such as water or anything else, and start using it, then by right, those resources belong to me. In the moon's case, water or rocket fuel. By using both loopholes, the United States and their allies, or China and their allies, will essentially control a city block on the moon and force the other side to concede and negotiate. The most compelling part of this is the result. With so many countries having political tensions, trade wars, will we bring conflict from the Earth to the moon and back?